This is episode 43 of RV Dreammakers, the last episode in season 1. This is our top 10 campgrounds we stayed at. We stayed at over 20-something campgrounds. Just here or there, 1 and 2 days, but there was 3 of the campgrounds that was over, half of the $2,800 it cost us to stay at. We stayed at one in Glacier for a month, and then the one in Vegas for 7 days, and the one in Reno for 8 days, and that made up half the money right there. So, anyway, let's get to it. Number 10 is Abilene State Park in Tuscola, Texas, which was just south of Abilene, near Buffalo Gap. And in this one, I think it was episode 2, and we did our RV walkthrough on this down at this park, and we stayed there for, I think, 4 days because we had to wait until the wind advisories got done going to New Mexico. And it had a ton of trails. Weren't they colored trails? Like colored red and blue or something? Well, they were on a map.
They had a map, yeah.
But that's a state park. It was really nice, fairly easy to get into. Big place, too. So that's number 10. Number 9 is Washoe State Park in Carson City, Nevada. And this one had a nice lake on it. Asphalt. We have water right across the street.
They had wild horses there. A lot of wild horses hung out there.
Yep. They had a big area for that.
And there's some hikes that start from there, too.
Yes, and this was, I don't remember the cost of this one, but it wasn't too expensive because we didn't have anything but water, but it was a nice state park also.
Well, and they have nice horse areas and like where you can stay with your horses, and they have a whole arena for the horses and little paddocks, and so they definitely, it's nice.
Number 8 is Lake Tamarish Desert Resort in Desert Center, California, which is from Arizona to, I think it's like 30 or 40 miles from the Arizona border into California. And it's only about 30 miles from Joshua Tree. We parked here before we went to Joshua Tree. We had left Saddle Mountain, a boondocking spot, and we stayed at Lake Tamarish so that we could scout out a spot at Joshua Tree South. And it had a great golf course and a lake for fishing. There was a lot of people that stayed down there for the whole winter. A great area to walk Samson back behind it.
It was like desert sand.
Right.
You could just walk forever.
Yeah, and then way out there was a bunch of I'd hate to guess how many solar panels. I mean, it was just ridiculous how many solar panels. All right. And then number 7 is Chewing Blackbones Campground in Babb, Montana. And we were here for a whole month. Probably 5 days of it, 5 or 6 days, we were hooked up to full hookups because it was kind of hot and we had to do laundry and stuff on certain days. And then the rest of the days we were, I think it was like $55 for full hookups, but $25 for no hookups. But we still had water, and there was plenty of sun. We didn't have any problem with our solar or anything. And there was a lake right next to it, butt up against it. She'd always take Samson down there and everything, but it was a nice place. And we'll definitely go back there in the same spot next year. We won't be there as long, but...
Well, and it's nice because it's right between the 2 entrances, Many Glacier side, and then, what's the other one?
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's side. So where you're right in the middle between the two. So it was really nice because we like the St. Mary's side. We go in there a lot, and we did quite several hikes at Mini Glacier. So
yeah, and it's close too. So, and it's like half a mile to a mile from one of our favorite eating spots, Two Sisters. Okay, number 6 is Nehalem Bay State Park in Nehalem, Oregon. This was on the Oregon coast, and this was a really nice state park. I mean, it was right on the ocean. I mean, you just had to go over a berm, and there was the beach, and it was just beautiful. And I mean, it was foggy a lot there up in Oregon at that time of year, but great asphalt spots. I know,
sand dunes.
Yeah. I think we had electric and water, if I remember right. But no dump station. There was one at the park, so you could dump, or not far from it. And it was a really neat park in a neat area along the coast. Especially the beach was really nice. Then number 5 is Forks Soul Duck Campground in Forks, Washington. And this was in a very heavily forested area. There was no hookups. They did have a dump station. And we spent 3 days there, I think.
Yeah.
3 days. We would have stayed longer, but I had a little battery problem.
Well, we already had reservations. We didn't know it was going to be that nice. And also, he has campers there that he'll set up, and you can rent a camper from him. And he has the generators, and he does everything. So if you want to get the camping experience, but you don't want to drive your camper or don't have a camper, he'll set them up, and then you can enjoy it. And there's so much hiking. We had no idea that there was that much to do, or we would have stayed up there the whole time Madison was with us, because it is amazing up there.
We messed up by not...
hiking.
We didn't realize there was that much up there.
Yeah, we could have paddle boarding, and oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, and there was some things we definitely missed out on, and went to Port Angeles and stuff. But anyway, all right, number 4 is Orman Guest Ranch and Stables in Crescent City, California. It's up near the California-Oregon border, again on the coast. It's a 67-acre farm owned by this guy, and he just decided to use it to turn it into a RV place, and he has water spread out everywhere, and he has a free dump site, no electric, but there's water spigots where you can fill up, and it's
and spots like back in the woods. Depending, we didn't want to be back in there because of our solar, but you could really go back in there. You can tent camp. There's pit toilet, like outhouse things and stuff. So it's really, nice.
Really a nice area.
Close
and
to the
nice
ocean.
Setup. Yeah, as you'll see on the drone footage. Okay, then the top 3 that we had were all BLM campgrounds, Bureau of Land Management, and they were the 3 best we stayed at. Just beautiful. The first one here, which is number 3, is Warren Bridge at the Green River BLM campground in Daniel, Wyoming. And it was right on the Green River. We saw moose. We saw pronghorn, as you'll see in some of the video, the pronghorn we had. And a beautiful pull-through spots, and there was water close. But they had a free dump station for us. I mean, it was really a nice place and really peaceful, close to the Wind River Range. We'll probably be back this year coming up, 2022, when we go in the summer. Probably when we come back from Glacier, we're going to head south and do it again, because we never got to do a lot of hiking in the Wind River Range, so we might do that on the way home. Okay, then we have number 2, Horton Creek Campground BLM in Bishop, California. And Horton Creek was all asphalt, had no hookups. We could get water in the dump station down by the dump station. The rest of the water, which normally they had at almost every site, was all shut off. But it was beautiful because of its surroundings around the Sierra Mountains, and snow-capped, very close to Bishop.
They had just opened it when we got there.
Yeah,
so.
but close to Bishop, which had an unbelievable, bakery. I mean, it was probably the best bakery we've ever been to. We probably went there about 5 times. And number 1 is the Joe T Fellini BLM campground in Mackay, Idaho, and it was right on the Mackay Reservoir, which was drained at the time, most of it, for they were going to fix something in the dam, and then we had moose walking through. It was really neat area.
We saw a wild horse off in the distance. There was tons of birds that came to the lake. Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, we had electric and water.
And you could boondock out there, but we were like, why for $5?
Yeah, that's the big thing is all 3 of these BLM campgrounds, the top 3, only cost us $5 each time because we had a National Parks Pass, which cut it in half. So, yeah, it was really a... we're going to look for more BLM campgrounds while we're out there because they were the best campgrounds by far, especially so cheap and everything. So it was really, really neat. And those 3 were amazing. So we probably will not have our next video until 3 weeks after we're on the road again, and it'll be season 2. So remember that God loves you, but only Jesus can save you.
See ya.